Here's 5 things I would never do to my skin as a board-certified dermatologist. Hey guys, I'm Dr. Laura Soong. Welcome to my channel where I talk about all things related to skin and dermatology. If you're new here, I'd love if you'd subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. So let's talk about it. 5 things I would never do to my skin. The first one is a TikTok trend that I just do not understand. Sunscreen contouring. Like, who invented this and why? People are putting sunscreen on different areas of their face so that they tan certain areas that they want to be bronzed and keep other areas lighter. I mean, why do this? Sunscreen is developed to be put on your entire face to protect you from skin cancer, premature aging, pigmentation, all that stuff. We have tons of different options cosmetics-wise that you can use to bronze or give that sun-kissed look without doing ridiculous things, exposing your skin to unnecessary sun exposure. Just get a nice bronzer, whether it's liquid, whether it's a stick, whether it's powder, and just use that. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about this. The next one that I really disagree with is the Needleless lip injections, okay? It's also known as the Hyaluron pen. I've seen tons of videos of people using this. There's even people doing this in their homes as a side business, using this to plump people's lips. So a few issues I have with this. The first is you're basically using pressurized air to shove hyaluronic acid into people's lips. And so this is a very kind of uncontrolled way of putting it into the lip, and you can get a lot of unevenness. So you're basically just shoving it in, and that can lead to nodules, that can lead to asymmetry, it can lead to migration of the hyaluronic acid. Like, it just doesn't sound like a good idea to me. And because you're using this pressurized air, you can also cause a lot of damage. So you can cause bruising, pigmentation, broken blood vessels, and whenever you're using hyaluronic acid, putting it in the skin, you always risk putting that into a blood vessel. And this is one of the major risks that people advise you of when you're looking into getting filler, is that there could be a vascular occlusion event. So this is when you get filler, which is a viscous substance, into a blood vessel, and it blocks that blood supply. And that can lead to a whole host of problems, including necrosis, so loss of blood supply, death of tissues. You do not want that to happen on your lips because that can lead to a really unpleasant experience, a bad black sore that forms, and potentially scarring down the road, not to mention increasing your risk of infection. So Hyaluron pen, needleless lip filler, I'm just not into it. The third thing that I just will not do as a board-certified dermatologist is lip plumping. And this is specifically related to lip plumping devices where you hold them against your lips, it applies pressure to them and suction, and basically gives you that plump look in your lips temporarily. To me, this just is not a good idea. The lip skin is very delicate. It's not meant to be suctioned or traumatized in that way. And so if you're doing that, it can lead to other problems like broken blood vessels or capillaries in that area that are typically permanent and hard sometimes to treat. It can also lead to bruising and inflammation as well as pigmentation that's just unnecessary in that area. There's lots of other ways to get fuller, plumping looking lips, whether that's using a lip plumping lip gloss that kind of temporarily gives you that nice fuller look, or if you're wanting something more permanent, looking into professionally done lip filler injections. The fourth thing that I just wouldn't do is pore vacuums. So a lot of people like the idea of using these little vacuums on their face to suck out all the sebum and debris in their pores and clean them out. And it's just really unnecessary. Basically, when you're doing this, you're disrupting your normal, natural oil cycle. You're stripping your skin of a lot of the important oils that you need to keep it healthy, and you're disrupting your skin barrier. So when you use pore vacuums, first of all, these devices aren't regulated. You don't know how much suction they're actually applying to the skin. That can lead to unwanted side effects, things like broken capillaries or blood vessels, bruising, scarring, pigmentation, and it can also stress out your skin barrier. So you might develop worsening acne, or even a rosacea flare if you're prone to that, dry, cracked skin irritation that then you're just going to be chasing, trying to fix. So for me, pore vacuums are just a big no. Another reason people might want to use pore vacuums is because they're trying to reduce the size of their pores. This is really not the best way to do that because you're just sucking out whatever's inside the pores, whether that's the sebum and debris, and you're not fixing the underlying problem. So check out my other video on how to treat enlarged pores, but in summary, I usually recommend sunscreen to reduce sun damage and keep your collagen nice and built up so that you don't get that stretching of the skin over time and enlarged pores. And then using something that reduces oil production, whether that's salicylic acid, a topical retinoid, or niacinamide. The last thing I just wouldn't recommend or wouldn't do to myself as a board certified dermatologist is permanent cosmetics on the face. So that might be in the form of permanent eyebrow tattooing, permanent lip liner, things of that nature. And I don't necessarily disagree with it in entirety. I think that it has its place for some patients, but if you're using it solely for the purpose of convenience because you're just tired of lining your lips or tired of doing your eyebrows, I don't really like the idea. The main reason is that beauty trends change over time. So what was popular 50 years ago may not be popular now, and you're stuck with that permanent facial tattoo on your face. And removing these things can sometimes be very challenging. It can be expensive, sometimes very difficult, depending on the area. And it can lead to scarring and other complications when you do try to remove them. So typically I recommend avoiding these types of things and focusing on other types of makeup that may be a little bit more convenient to use, or temporary tattooing, for example, microblading of the eyebrows. But I think that it does have its place for some people. So whether you have a permanent hair loss condition that results in loss of eyebrows, you had an accident and now you have scarring, maybe you had to have surgery, radiation, or for some reason you just lost the hair in your eyebrows, or you've had damage to certain areas that's hard to cover up, then permanent tattooing may be good for those people and can be a nice way to restore some balance to the face. Well guys, that's it for this video. 5 things I just wouldn't do to my skin as a board certified dermatologist. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you like my videos, please, I would love if you would subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future ones, and we'll see you next time.